Probably can hear the squeak in the background. Yeah, so it's Monday morning. A little tired. Had a busy day yesterday. I'm in Moab right now. Got here, oh jeez. What time did we get here yesterday? I don't know, we didn't get here yesterday. We got here the day before. So today's Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. We got here on Saturday. At around noonish. We were coming from Smith. Climbed at Smith on Thursday. Drove out here. Left Thursday. Left Friday morning. Yeah, we left Friday morning after climbing with Jess. Headed here, and then didn't make it quite as far as I thought. Made it to just north of Salt Lake City, well, just north of Ogden, at this campsite. It was beautiful when I woke up in the morning. And then when I woke up Saturday morning, came here, got here at noon. Jumped on Wall Street. The first route that I climbed was my last route when I was here 2 years ago, year and a half ago, in August, when I took my break and drove around cross country. And it was the spot where the magic thing happened, which we'll talk about later. But I finished that route, and it was good. And then I jumped down a 10A right next to it, and then the next line down was a 12 plus project, and the group that I was climbing with was nice enough to let me flail around on it for probably a good hour working the moves. I got to the third bowl and then had to bail beaner off of it. And then, what did we do? We came into town, walked around for a little bit because it was early and we were tired, so we walked around for a bunch, and got gas, drove around for a bit, tried to find a campsite, but let me tell you, it was a nice weekend. This place was packed. There was no camping whatsoever. So I ended up going to Williams Bottom, which is over on Wall Street. And there was probably about 9 guys around a fire, and the campsite next to them had all kinds of cars on them, and all kinds of tents, and so did theirs, but nobody was in the space next to them. Nobody was walking around over there, so we kind of wandered up on them, asked if they were occupying both spaces. They said yeah. I told them the deal. We just got there that day and we're looking for camping, and everything was full, and they invited me in to camp with them. I set up my tent, hung out with them by the fire for quite a while. As a group of bikers mountain bikers from Boulder, Colorado, all in their I think the youngest one was maybe 45, and the oldest was almost 60, but they were pressing me for information about what I do, and started talking about it, and they ended up living vicariously through me for a while, just would not stop questioning. And they gave me a couple of beers, played a drinking game, and I can't remember the name of the drinking game right now. But yeah, then we went to bed and got up in the morning. I was feeling kind of tired, so I wasn't quick to get to the crag. So I hung out with them in the morning while they made breakfast, and I ate. And then they packed up to go out for a bike ride one last day, or the last bike ride, and then they were going to head back to Colorado. And they were really cool. They gave me a bottle of tequila. One guy gave me like 6 MREs from REI. They left me some chips, salami cheese, jug of water. It's really nice guys. I was happy to meet them. And then after they left, I got back to the wall. You know, I did my usual. Anybody want to give me a belay? Found a group. Warmed up on a 10A. And immediately jumped back on my project. Oh, that 12 project. And, oh man, I had a hard time starting it again. But once I started it, like, the moves came really easy. And there was this one point where I had a little crimp over here to the left, and I had to tiptoe on like the thinnest ledge. And when I'm saying thin, I'm like smaller than my fingertip, and reach all the way up for a 3-finger pocket. And it was a vertical pocket, like it was more of a crack. So I had to like 2 fingers in, this one, stack it. And I had to cut feet, move them almost all the way up by all the way to my waist. And like, I stacked my fingers and had that crimp and was like, all right, well, here goes nothing. And I cut feet, and I was like, oh my God, this is working. Oh my God, this is working. Got my feet up to the hold. And then I had to switch over to a side pull, lean up, reach up and over, switch this hand, lean all the way over to a full fucking side pull. And I mean, like, I was laid back all the way and just making these moves, and it was a consecutive set of moves that I was just like, the entire time I'm doing it, I'm like, I can't believe this is working. I can't believe this is working. Oh my God, this is why I climb. This is why I climb. I'm so excited. And I made it higher. I made it like 3 moves higher than I did yesterday or the day before, and almost made it to the next clip. Almost moved my bail beaner up one, but then I couldn't, and my finger started to bleed, so I called it for the day. The guy on the route next to me was nice enough to swing over and get my bail beaner. Well, I say a lot. And then from there, I went and got cell signal, checked in with Sarah about what was going on. And then I went down this 4x4 road. And at the top, well, almost at the top of it, there's a climbing crag, a butte up there. Ran into this ambulance, this modified ambulance that this couple was working out of, or living out of. And it was a diesel, and they had like just started it up as I drove past. And this little girl, like, she wasn't one of the girls, she was probably like 28, but had to weigh like 105 pounds, was in the driver's seat when I drove by. And I just like, that's awesome. And I parked, in front of them, let the dog out, enjoyed the view. He ran over by their ambulance, at which point I noticed that they were from Washington. So I walked over there, started talking to them. They invited me in. I hung out with them for probably a good 45 minutes, just talking about, the road and stuff. And then I got back on the trail, headed up, which was an amazing thing. Had to do a little bit of crawling. And then there was this part where this rock had fallen over, and there was like just enough room, like it was a Jeep trail, just enough room for like Jeeps to get through there, so adequate amount of room for me to get through. And then there was this one spot where you had to like crawl at a 35, and I could have made it had the bottom of it not been dug out so bad. Like, I popped down in there and tried and just lost all clearance, and so I had to back out of everything, which kind of nerve-wracking. But once I got out of it, I turned around, went down the hill, ended up going into Culvert Canyon, where Jeep Arch is. And I want to say the dog and I hiked probably about like 10 miles. And it was on that hike, as Moab, So, since my accident, I haven't really been me. Lost some stuff, like lots of internal conflict, I wasn't happy. From November till now, which is April 22nd, 23rd, one of those times. Anytime that you've seen me and you've been like, oh, that's Anthony, that's something Anthony would do, or blah, 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 that's Anthony being Anthony. Honestly, it was just me acting myself. I wasn't myself. Like, I've been so lost for so long. And it's something that I've known, and I didn't know what to do about it. And on this hiking, and I'm looking around, and that's when it hits me, like, I'm in Moab. I was at Smith Rock the other day, climbing with Jess, but I'm in Moab right now, and like, I'm on this hike, and the scenery is beautiful, and this is what my life is about. Like, this is it. This is why I do what I do, is because I'm one place, and then the next day I'm the other. Like, I'm free, and I'm seeing the world and taking in all of its beauty, and touching it, and feeling it, and interacting with it, and experiencing it. And it hit me really hard, kind of like it is right now, talking about it. And I literally, like, when it hit me, fell to my knees and just started crying, hunched over, from happiness. Because I finally love myself again. And I feel like myself again. This place is just right. God. Anywho, I love Moab. It's a very magical place for me. I ended up finishing, I collected myself after a good cry, and continued down the trail to the arch. Got to walk through the arch. We came back, dumb dog, got off trail, ended up stepping on a cactus, which he immediately was like, oh, this is why we stay on trail, and came right back to the trail. I pulled the pricker out of him. Then we came back, sat down by the car, fed him, watered him, fed me, watered me, and then we went back to the campsite, and there was this couple that had came in while I was gone next to me. I want to say they were probably like maybe 24. He's a nurse. I don't know what she does, but they moved to Utah from Florida, and they get 4 days. They work for 4 days, and they have 4 days off. So they kind of live the van life. Like they're trying. They said they're not used to it yet. They're getting the hang of it. And so I hung out with them all night. They smoked me up. I gave them the bottle of tequila, all of the firewood that the guys had left for me. And then called Sarah, figured out the plan was not for them to come to Moab, but for me to actually go down by them, mainly because I was exhausted and I didn't want to I wanted a good rest day, and I knew I didn't want to wait and climb around here because I know what I would do tomorrow. Today I would just end up climbing again and go on a hike because I can't take an off day unless I'm driving, which is what we're gonna do today. So yeah, I went to bed, got up, pulled camp. It's now 7:14. Been on the road since 7. Headed to Albuquerque. So